My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Better be easy on that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. VIP Sports Podcast. Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, a.k.a. Darren Notero, making more money than Robert De Niro. Sitting here with my good friend, the Big Skipper, a.k.a. the chiropractor. Skip, you're not looking too good, buddy. You under the weather or what?
I'm not feeling too well, man.
I can tell. You caught that Steve Stevens flu, didn't you?
I got a bout of the bronchitis, a little scratchy throat, a little head congestion, but nothing stops the skipper. I will be here, I will perform, and I will persevere.
I like your attitude. You have what they call making too much money-itis.
Yes.
You've dealt with so many dirty $100 bills over the last 30 days. You've literally caught traces of cocaine,
that could be
traces
true.
of heroin.
Yeah.
Them $100 bills are being smoked and snorted on a daily basis.
Right.
They say those new hundreds are the dirtiest fucking things in the world. So
might have something to do with me.
You've been dealing with a lot of fucking money. You think there's a chance that's why you got sick?
There's a very good chance that had something to do with it. Running around in the rain in San Francisco in my shorts last week.
Hold off on that.
That didn't help.
Before we get into today's show, I want to go over a couple things. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get going, if you want to get a hold of VIP Sports, 877-220-6540. You want to catch us on Twitter, Instagram, go to VIP Sports LV, VIP Sports LV on Twitter and Facebook. You want to direct message us, leave all your comments. Like I said, we love hearing them, whether they're good or bad. Like I said, we have a good sense of humor, but, you know, anybody that says anything negative about winning games or this, that, and the other, they're all little dick fucking stalkers anyway. Because none of our big boys, this is a game for big boys. This is a business for grown-ass men, high risk, high reward. There's no room for little stalker, heckler, little fucking boys. So if you're not a grown-ass man and you're not all about making money and staying focused on how to get paid, go follow fucking Sesame Street. Don't follow us. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and at the end of this show, we're going to give some more shout-outs. We're going to read some viewers' comments and shit like that. It's going to be a pretty fun show today, Skip.
All right.
Let's get right back to the show. Like you said, you got a little sickness out there, but you're never too sick to take care of your fans, huh?
I will persevere.
Well, I hope so. I need you to stay strong. We got a big day out there. It's Friday Night Lights, and everybody's excited.
You're not kidding.
Well, we got a big fucking day in football today. You know that.
Well, the main reason I'm here is it's payday.
Well, no shit. I was wondering why there was a dolly. I was wondering why there was a dolly sitting next to the door. You using that to get your check out of the front door or what?
Yeah, I got a forklift operator.
This motherfucker's check's so big, ladies and gentlemen, he needs a forklift to get it out. You know what? Do you mind if I tell people what your check is?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay. I've never gave a fuck when anybody's told me, but people always ask, they Twitter, they say, what's one of your top salesman's checks? I'll just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Skipper's take home for 1 week's salary was $31,450.
So it doesn't matter what I say.
Sorry. I just Hey, listen, our job is to report, give people what they want to hear. I'm not going to give any information about your personal life or no shit like that, but people need to know what one of the hardest working consultant brings in. He's a seven-figure man. During football right now, hand over fist, you're making a lot of money. Let's get into news, Skip. Let's get into some news. Big news in fantasy sports. All these fantasy football. Fantasy football is huge right now, brother. It's probably one of the biggest things going right now, and I can tell you why I like it and why I don't like it. I don't know if we necessarily got to get into it right now, but FanDuel, I know you've heard of DraftKings, FanDuel.
Yeah.
FanDuel bans their employees from competing in rival.
Well, they do now after they've been busted for, basically having access to information that the general public doesn't have access to.
Well, if you're working for the company that invented the program and you're getting all the stats and the information first, wouldn't that give you an advantage?
Yeah, and not only that, they know, who everyone picked. I mean, they know which players have been, are overloaded, and yeah, they have a tremendous advantage. So
That's a fact.
Apparently, they've been playing on other sites. Employees of FanDuel have been playing on DraftKings.
Correct, vice versa.
Vice versa, and they've been making a lot of money doing it, and apparently someone got wind of it, and yeah, it's not a good thing. So they're not regulating this shit at all, apparently, Steve.
That's what I mean. Every other day they're regulating sports betting, but they don't regulate FanDuel, DraftKings, or any fantasy football.
They don't want to legalize sports betting, which could be totally legalized, regulated, be a huge fucking revenue source of income for the states, for the federal government.
Oh my God! You won't have to worry about us working to pave the roads. This will pay marijuana and sports gambling will take care of every fucking tax, every road, anything that needs to be built.
We're missing the boat.
So let's make clear: there's a big fucking difference between a fantasy bettor and a fucking reality sports bettor.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, you don't bet players in the real world. You know, fantasy guys, you're picking one player to win. How many points is he going to get today? You pick and choose. In reality sports betting, you're betting a fucking team, okay? Right. You got 11 players going against another 11 players. You got referees. You got all sorts of stadium, weather, so many different things that factor in winning a game in sports betting.
Absolutely.
So just because you picked Adrian Foster as your running back last night doesn't have a fucking thing to do with the spread. Like somebody asked me a question. I'll get right to it. They say, Adrian Johnson last night
he had a big game.
He had a big game. Yeah, supposedly in fantasy football, he had a big game too. Okay, 19 fantasy points. Not bad if you had him in your lineup. Right. But the guy asked me, did his performance help or fuck up the line in Las Vegas?
Doesn't have anything to do with it.
Guys, whatever player you play or how good he doesn't have a fucking thing to do with the line made in Las Vegas.
Right.
Fantasy football has not even 1/1,000,000th of an effect on the line in Las Vegas, or who's betting what, or who's doing what.
If 6 million people had him in their lineup last night in fantasy, it has no bearings on the betting line, actual betting line here in Las Vegas.
The only way it could have fucked up a line last night is if the guy, the spread last night was what, 5.5?
Something like, what, on the Houston game?
Yeah, the only way a guy could fuck up the game is if at the end of the game he gets an 80-yard touchdown and the line was 5 and it ends up on 11 or 10 or something like that. That's how you fuck up the spread. But yeah, that's called football. In the real world, sports betting, that's just one player on the team.
Yeah, however, to answer their question, what you're saying is it doesn't matter how many people picked him on their fantasy team. It has nothing to do with the actual betting line here in Las Vegas.
No matter what you guys do in fantasy football, no matter what player you start, no matter what you do, it doesn't have any effect in sports betting or the line or moving the line or nothing. Get that out of the way right off the bat.
Fantasy sports betting is basically a lottery ticket, Steve. It's like walking into a convenience store and buying a scratch-off.
I'm glad that you fucking said that.
I mean, good luck to you.
What do you mean? The difference is the average pool for DraftKings and FanDuel are $500 entry.
Yeah.
$5,000 entry. At least when you buy a lottery ticket, it's a fucking dollar. Powerball's what, $2?
Yeah, they have smaller tournaments and shit on fantasy, but you don't win any real money.
Skip.
And the thing is this. They're getting a lot of people in with the basic philosophy that, you can buy in for $5. You can buy a team for $20. And
it says in little print down there the average buy-in is $485.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess what you're trying to say is when you buy a lottery ticket, you're not in control. If your numbers get picked, your numbers get picked. You're just taking a shot.
These are pools. Fantasy sports betting is pools. You're buying into a pool. You're buying into a lottery. And the majority of people are losing money. 98 or 99% of the people are going to lose their entry fee. They're all top heavy, just like a poker tournament's top heavy.
Top heavy, just like a fucking lottery, Skip.
Yeah, the top 3 people are going to make money, and everyone else is going to lose money.
There's 3 people that get millions of dollars.
Right.
There's a couple million people that get their money back. It's just like you go do a scratch off. A lot of people win $10, $20, $100, $200, and then you got the other couple million people that don't get a motherfucking thing.
Yeah, the majority of people are going to lose.
90% of the people get nothing.
It's a lottery ticket.
Lottery is...
That's why you need to get out of the fantasy world and get into the real world.
That's why I think Las Vegas is having a problem with that, because I don't know if you know this or not. From my telemarketing days, I know. Did you know lottery is illegal in the state of Nevada?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Lottery is illegal. That's why we don't have lotteries in casinos.
Right.
That's why we don't have a state lottery, because of gambling. You can't do them both.
Closest thing we got is Keno.
Closest thing we got is Keno, yeah. But the lottery is illegal in the state of Nevada. So if we have legalized gambling, and they're making FanDuel and Sports King and Fantasy into that, it's going to be real hard to get a lottery justified or legalized or anything to do that in a lot of these states.
Hey, listen, for you people out there that are playing it, that got a $25 bankroll and you want to take a shot for $5 every week, God bless you. It's like playing your $5 little pools at your, in your office.
But you're better off buying $25 in lottery tickets.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much like buying into your pools at work. You get 20 guys together, everybody puts in $10.
Can I tell you what I do like about it, though? It gets people learning about sports.
Yeah.
It gets people knowing the players. It gets people in the position. I think fantasy football should be a pre-qualification to someone who wants to bet sports.
It's kind of like smoking marijuana as a pre-qualification to get into heroin.
No, I think
No?
smoking marijuana should be a
It's a gate. What do they call it? A gate entry or?
Well,
gate,
no, it's a
a gateway drug.
It's a pre-qualification to open up your mind, expand your mind. It's Friday night and you ain't got shit else to do.
Fantasy football is a gateway drug into actually getting into real sports betting and making real money.
Big up to Friday. Steve Stevens, winning games, marijuana. I love it. The two go together.
Thank God it's Friday. What do you want to talk about?
Well, what I'd like to talk about is fantasy football good or bad for betting sports?
I think it's good.
I would say it's good because people are learning about sports and players. However, I'd also say it doesn't have a fucking thing to do with betting sports.
It has nothing to do with betting sports, what we do.
We do.
The reality of betting sports and betting on a team.
It gives you an education.
And making real money.
It gives you an education about positions on a team, gives you education what player plays where, but it doesn't give you any information on how to beat the spread.
And it gives you an itch. It gets you into actually betting on sports. Because let's face it, you are betting on sports. You're just betting on individual performance rather than team performance.
I'll just give you an example. Like, number one last week was Devonta Freeman from Atlanta, the running back. 32 points last week.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Right. Like, you might be good at picking your one player and playing your fantasy, but that one player doesn't have a fucking thing to do with winning money betting in Las Vegas against the spread. You're betting the team. What you're doing is no different than playing the stock market. You don't know the day-to-day operations of the business. You don't know who's running it. You don't know a motherfucking thing.
But you're betting on one of the board members instead of the entire corporation.
You're better off going to one of those late-night spots, putting your dick in the hole and not knowing what's on the other side, if you ask me.
Oh, God, no.
Okay? So, fantasy football is good because it gets people talking sports. Here's the other thing I wanted to tell you about fantasy football. Like, I was at the bar the other night with Kelly. We were eating dinner and this and that. We had $50,000 on the Packers that we won. Here's a guy that has a real $50,000 on the game. I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not yelling. I'm not hitting the bar. I'm not causing a commotion. However, there's a guy sitting there loud as a motherfucker. You know what he's rooting for?
His fantasy team.
He's rooting for his quarterback in fantasy to get more yards so he can win and do his thing. I do like that part about it. It's bringing people into the game more. It's making them more fan-orientated. It's bringing the element of football back into the game, getting people excited about watching the game all the way through. Because a guy like me, once I knew I had my 50 dimes, what do me and you do? We'll turn the TV off. We don't watch the end of the game because we're looking to get paid, right?
We'll go find some dessert.
We'll go fucking eat. We go from absolute blowout winners to maybe go catching an absolute blowout dinner at the steakhouse.
That's it.
So fantasy football's good. I will tell you guys, and I will put you on blast, FanDuel, DraftKings, start advertising to vote for these bills that come time when legalizing gambling comes available. When you see the ballot, when there's a ballot available, make sure when you run your commercials, right after you have the little two Italian dudes that look gay, by the way, popping their champagne and shit. We won, bro. We won, boss, man. Right after that, put in the box, don't forget to vote ballot 503 to make gambling legal in the state of New Jersey. Don't forget to vote gamble 503-806 to make gambling legal in the state of California. That's all I ask you guys to do. You guys are making millions of dollars a day and profiting probably 30%, which means this company's making millions of dollars a day.
I think the big point is here, we just said, 98% of people that are betting on fantasy sports are losing. They're donating their $200 entry fee.
You're just taking up your time because you got nothing else to do.
Here's the difference between fantasy sports betting and real sports betting.
Can I answer that?
98% of the people, you have a much better chance of making money betting real sports like we do, betting on a sporting event. You have a much better chance of making money than you do in a fantasy world.
That's a fact. We can show you how to take your $500 entry in fantasy football and put it in reality football and see a $2,500 profit in 7 days.
Yeah. You have a much better chance of showing a better return on your money.
Can you ask me what the difference of the two is?
What is the difference of the two?
The difference is the sports bettor pays the bill. The fantasy player barely leaves the tip.
Yeah, if they won, if they got lucky.
If you want to have fun and eat hot dogs and chicken wings and put a jersey on and root the game to the end because you might win $35,
then watch your fantasy.
God bless you. You want to make fucking money? You want to make a second income? You want to change your life? Like, number one, if you're playing a bunch of fantasy football anyway, you're not too happy with your job. You're not too happy with your life. If you're making 15 hours a day fantasy football, you're not happy with what you're doing. What you really are looking for is a second income. What you're really looking for in your life is more money and another job. Yeah. So what we'll give for you, betting reality football, is a second income. We'll make you more money than ever, and we can cut all the bullshit out, watching players, teams, etc.
That's $600 that you're going to make if you get lucky enough to place fifth in your $3 entry fantasy league for the week.
Out of the 30 million people?
Yeah, it's nowhere even close to what we can do for you in the real world.
90%. It's the opposite our way. 90% we make money, 10% don't.
Yeah, so to sum this up, if you're living in the fantasy world, Snap out of it and come into reality, and let's make some real money.
Guys.
And let's help you supplement your income.
This is a big boy's business. This is not a dream. It's a fucking reality. Okay? Betting hard-earned money and knowing what you're doing is a big boy business. It's a high risk, but it's a high reward. That's why I say this business doesn't have any room for any kids. This is a grown men's business. Grown-ups business for men and women. Moving on. One thing about VIP Sports, we'll go over everything. We give you our opinion, but at the end of the day, we don't take advantage of you like these companies do and profit millions and millions of dollars off you winning nothing.
Right.
I think that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
We don't get paid unless you do.
These companies are...
The difference between us, you're giving them their money, they're making millions of dollars whether you win or lose. We only get paid when you win.
In the fantasy world,
Hello?
that's a very good point.
Hello? Big fucking difference, right, Skip?
In the fantasy world, they're making 20% on your money regardless. They're taking their 20% right off the fucking top before they even pay anybody.
That's like me running a commercial. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, call VIP Sports, spend money with us. We're only going to give 20% back and keep the rest. Fair enough?
Right.
We're going to make money off you no matter what. No, our ad is we don't get paid unless you do. That pretty much cuts all the bullshit out of it right off the bat, yes or no?
We don't collect a dime that we haven't made you or deserved. That's for damn sure.
Hey, I'm fantasy footballed the fuck out. Let's move on.
Fuck
all
it.
right?
Let's get back into the real world.
Let's get back into our podcast, what people pay us to do. Let's get into NFL a little bit, Skipper.
NFL.
Yeah, I was going to go into NFL and recap Thursday night.
Colts won 16 straight division games now, 11 straight games on Thursday night, even with a backup quarterback.
Well, give it up to 40-year-old Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah,
Matt Bareback.
Nice
and
job.
the Colts beat the Texans 27-0. And hear me out. They beat the shit out of them. They won that game from the kickoff all the way to the end. They didn't just slide by. They manhandled that team. Okay?
3 dogs covered last night.
Talk to me.
The dogs are fucking barking, people.
Houston plus 6. Houston plus 6 covered. USC last night. That was an underdog.
Well, basically, the Colts covered in the NFL.
Correct.
They won outright. SMU covered and a backdoor fucking cover.
Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, and listen, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
All of our fans know we had Houston in the over in college.
We had
I
Houston.
lost. I mean, we won the over. But, yeah, a 40-fucking-yard sidearm pass, the dude's laying in the end zone, and he fucking catches it.
The Houston Cougars laying 25 last night.
Hold on, there's one more dog. Who played USC?
Oh, well, shit. Washington. The Huskies, man, beat USC. USC, man, shame on you, brother.
You guys look fucking embarrassing.
Well, they were looking ahead, man. They got to play Notre Dame next week, and they got to play Utah the week after that. They just thought they were going to sit there at home on a Thursday night and just beat up on the Washington Huskies. It didn't happen, my friend.
Here's what makes me...
Washington, congratulations.
Yeah, give it up for Washington.
30-point blowout on that under, by the way.
Yeah, you guys were kicking fucking ass. Now, I love when people talk about a quarterback controversy in Indy. Mm-hmm. Guys, get it out of your fucking head. Andrew Luck is one of the baddest motherfuckers in football. I don't give a fuck if he went out the game and some stud came in and fucking scored 7 touchdowns.
There ain't no quarterback controversy.
There's no controversy in the Colts.
You're just
at all.
You're making controversy out of controversy.
You're just talking to talk. Now, you want to talk about controversy, talk about Houston. You had the fucking quarterback throwing his helmet crying like a fucking bitch when he got taken out of the game right before the second half.
Mallet, yeah.
What a fucking pussy, dude. Mm-hmm. Don't you understand what that makes you look like on national TV, pouting on the sideline fucking because you couldn't play? You look like a fucking bitch. What'd you think?
I think that weed is making me cough.
Well, good. Hey, it is what it is, brother. You got to elevate your mind. It's Friday. It's payday.
It's not about elevating my mind. I already got a scratchy throat. I got fucking bronchitis.
Well, scratch these fucking nuts. Listen.
My fucking eyes are watering.
Are they?
I'm sweating like a
Well, then maybe you shouldn't drink so much fucking Crown and smoke 2 packs of cigarettes and stay out till 6 in the morning playing fucking $1,000 video poker.
Sweating like a fucking prostitute in a church. I mean, come on, bro.
You're sweating like a fat girl going for hers, for sure.
Yeah, well, that weed is fucking up my throat.
All right, so should I put it out or light it back up?
I'd appreciate it if you would.
If I would light it up, no problem. So, moving on, guys. Back to the NFL, Skip. You want to talk a little NFL for me this week before we move on to NCAA recap?
Well, the NFL, you got 4 teams on the bye week. Carolina, Miami, the Jets, Minnesota, all on the bye week. There's 2 games that I'm really intrigued by this week. Seattle, the Seahawks are now 2-2. They're going into Cincinnati, who we all know is 4-0. The Bengals are at home -3 to the Seahawks. That game intrigues me. That should be one hell of a game. Big game right there. The other game that really intrigues me is a Monday night game, which I'm sure we can talk about on Monday. But the Steelers are going into San Diego to take on the Chargers. Chargers at home also laying a field goal. Both teams are 2-2. Those are the 2 games I'm really intrigued by this week. However, the only thing I'm really going to give a fuck about is where you tell me to put my money.
Which is going to be in a couple different marquee matchups. Ladies and gentlemen, money. You know what, Skip, was really saved us this year? money management and discipline. Like we've talked a little bit about, like last night, we had to play on the over and we had to play on Houston as well. But we didn't tell any of our people to parlay. Parlay are for suckers, and that for that exact reason.
Well, if you parlay it, you lose. You bet them straight, you win one, you lose one.
You kiss your sister, you lose a little juice.
You use a little juice,
you live to see the next day, right?
Right.
That's why you don't bet parlays. Parlays are for suckers, ladies and gentlemen. We got a couple marquee matchups. One going off tonight as well. As you know, we got a college matchup tonight, Friday Night Lights. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, Southern Miss is playing Marshall tonight at Marshall. Marshall, the last time I saw the line was at 3. That line's been bouncing around a lot. Marshall's been a pretty solid team. Only loss was they stubbed their toe when they went into Ohio. They lost to Ohio University.
Can I talk to you about that real quick? Because you got to be real careful. Like you see that line went from 6 to 3, right?
It's been all over the place.
So what do you think the average sports bettor thinks when they see it go from -6 to 3, Skip?
Well, they're believing that
there's a lot of money.
On Southern Miss.
Correct.
Right?
Is that true? Talk to me.
Well, what they're seeing there, Steve, is that Southern Miss is 5-0 against the spread. Okay? So the general public's going to look at that and say, wow, this team really covers. This team looks good. They're getting 6 points. Yeah, I'm going to take all 6 of those points. The line's been jumping around a lot.
It doesn't really take common sense to logic to figure that out, though. Because I mean, are they wrong for following that trend? Where I'm from, you bet the team till they cost you money.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
Have we bet Patriots every week and covered, yes or no?
Let me put it to you. Patriots are...
Have we played Green Bay and covered, yes or no?
The Patriots are looking good. The Green Bay...
Have we bet Denver and lost? Is Denver winning but not covering?
Well, the last game they didn't cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Southern Miss at Marshall. Marshall's laying 3. It is what it is. Southern Miss has been covering the spread. Good luck to you if you're on that game. I hope it works out for you.
Okay. Well,
the other game is NC State, the Wolfpack, 4-1, going into Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's at home. Looks like that line's -3 right now too. 70% chance of some rain. I can give you a whole bunch of shit about this game. Do you want to hear it or no?
No, I already know. The reason why you can is because I gave you an update and a little status quo in that meeting this morning. So, yes, that is one of our biggest plays on the board. You want to tell them? Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a play on that game. On a 1 to 10, it's a fucking 11. It's a game bigger than what, Skip?
It could be Kim Kardashian's ass. It could be
Your bank account, bigger than your check.
Khloe Kardashian's camel toe, a giraffe's neck.
Elephant trunk.
Bigger than my paycheck today, which would be pretty big.
Jesus Christ. If the game's bigger than your paycheck, it's got to be a pretty big fucking game, huh?
Bigger than a turtle's penis? I don't know.
Turtle's penis? That's pretty fucking small, bro. You're thinking about smaller than mouse pussy. You're talking about these guys out there that claim to be world-class handicappers living in a one-bedroom apartment.
And their
bank account small as a mouse pussy.
Right.
Smaller than fly shit. Like a 3-inch dick out of hip-hop porno. No use at all for these little dick motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
You're smaller than fly shit.
My best is, guys, you're claiming to be a big Willie. See, where you're from, you're probably the cool guy on campus. You were the stud of the football team. But out here around us in Las Vegas, you're a dork. You're like a shrimp and shark-infested water. You're extremely small. You're like a 3-inch dick out of hip-hop porno. Nobody's got no use for your little dick.
You're smaller. You're smaller than mouse pussy.
Only people you're impressing is your wife and the friends around you.
I've seen fly shit bigger than you.
Moving on, Skip. Major League Baseball. Let's get right into your fucking home field.
Now we're in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, we are, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Astros win this time in game number 1 over the Royals 5-2. In a dominating win, Skip, 5-2.
Well, let me say something about the Astros.
I want you to talk to me about that. Go ahead. What that game last night, it was boring, but it was interesting.
Well, let me say something about, it's boring if you're not a baseball fan. I'm a huge baseball fan. I enjoyed every pitch.
But we have statistics that 1 out of 100 people, 30% are interested in baseball, but 70% of people are interested in playoff baseball.
Absolutely. Yeah. Playoff baseball's shit. The environment's incredible. Do you see
but
that?
I agree. Baseball's boring as fuck. I hate going.
Did you
love
see the environment in Pittsburgh?
But hold on.
In that wild card game? Wow.
Go ahead. Yeah, I did.
That place was fucking jumping. They were losing. They got the bases loaded. The place fucking was just erupted.
That's a fucking game we should have took the crew to. If we middle of football season, we'd get a fucking party bus and be there.
I almost went to that game. I got a real good friend who's a Pirates fan. I just didn't feel like flying across the country and coming right back. And I almost went to that game, but I'm actually glad I didn't because I lost. But anyway,
yeah, but you don't give a fuck about who wins or loses, do you?
I saw that coming a million miles away. Yeah. I mean, I made a lot of money on the Cubs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Shout out to the Cubs. That was our day off for my special client.
Yeah, Jake Arrieta, I just want to thank you once again.
Yeah,
brother.
Thank you, brother. Like I said, for our special clients.
Guy's a goddamn beast.
To say the least.
Yeah.
A hashtag, a beast to say the least.
Let's get back to Houston. You know what I said was Houston's problem? They were lucky to get into the postseason. They blew that division, ended up with a wild card. when they pretty much were leading the division, the American League West, pretty much.
Do you want to go back
year.
to our early podcast where you say they're the worst team in the league in the beginning of the year?
Well, what I said was they're horrible on the fucking road. They were 32-48 during the regular season on the road. 16 games under 500. What they've done here in the postseason so far has been impressive. They went into Pittsburgh and won on the road. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
No, I'm sorry. They went into Yankee Stadium and won.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused.
Okay.
But Pittsburgh
I
did
saw
win.
you look at me like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
talking
no,
about?
but Pittsburgh did win. What was in my head is I'm glad Pittsburgh lost because, as you know, this year I've lost big six figures on the bastards.
I know, yeah. Houston has a problem winning on the road, which is what I've been saying all year, okay? So what they've done has been impressive. They went in the Yankee Stadium, they beat the Yankees in the wild card game, and then they went right back in the Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, which is a tough place to play.
Buddy, that emotional win over the Yankees propelled these motherfuckers to do what they did last night.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm just saying.
You go into Yankee Stadium, like you said, and win the wild card, you're a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'd like to give a shout out to CC Sabathia for being a fat, lazy piece of fucking shit.
And letting your team down.
New Yorkers should beat the fuck out of you, homeboy. I can't stand you. Like I said, I would rather have a fucking Cuban or Dominican. I always told everybody, he's a fucking American brother. You gotta watch him. You gotta put somebody on him. He's just like me or you. When you give him millions of dollars, he's gonna eat what he wants, he's gonna drink what he wants, he's gonna smoke what he wants, and he's gonna fuck what he wants.
Just that's why I keep Big Ron around me.
Hello?
I need someone to keep me in check, man. If I'm not around my wife, I need someone to make sure.
And that's a motherfucking fact.
Yeah.
That's why I say when Jordan's around in the cut, Jordan ain't with me. He's in the cut making sure when I turn into from Jekyll to Hyde, that I make sure I get to the right place. See, guys, we have people with us to make sure we don't get in trouble. Does that not make any fucking sense to you guys? I have a guy with me so I don't get in a altercation or a stabbing or a shooting or whatever the fucking case is.
I'm like Josh Hamilton, man. My wife actually pays fucking Ron to make sure he's with me all the time.
Skip's the type of guy, when he's out at a casino, he's not out there smoking a cigarette and playing all lightly. He's mean, he's drunk, he gets into stories, and you're loud, and if somebody has a problem with it, you're all for it.
Well, he's there to make sure that I'm not laying in the gutter, and when I'm trash, I get back to the room and make sure.
Yeah, but we're not calling Coward or guys from ESPN. We're no fucking square, Skip.
Yeah, I know.
When you go out, you tear it the fuck up. Yeah. When they tell you that we bet big and live larger,
we do.
Oh, it's not a motherfucking game.
It's not a myth.
I eat at the finest restaurants in the motherfucking world, go to the baddest fucking shows, do anything that's out, every fucking concert. One thing about Las Vegas, there's something to do every day, every night of the week. I know you guys are getting bored with our podcast, but when you see the show, you're going to see Skip stumble the fuck out with Big Ron carrying him. You're going to get to see me win hundreds of thousands of dollars and lose it on the crap table in 30 minutes.
Or double it up. Who's losing?
But I'm saying, I'm losing. Here's a guy that preaches money management and discipline. Here I am, one of the best sports consultants.
Well, we're allowed to have a good time with our profits.
But hear me out. What do I look like to my fans when I'm the number one sports consultant in the world? I make all this money winning games and then trick it off right back to video poker or craps.
Well, you got to have some hobbies.
It is my hobby, but I just want to let people know I'm a sick motherfucker too.
Hobbies are expensive.
My demons are a lot worse than yours, is all I can fucking tell you. Shout out to Kelly for squaring me up. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Aubrielle. I love you, baby girl. Sean Payton. Kids made me different dude. I'm that same motherfucker. Don't run up to me and act hard. But you know what I'm so blessed about, Skip? Throughout our whole show.
A lot of things.
And stuff like that. No, but I'm blessed by a lot of things. But have you ever had any heckler come up, besides the internet or email and all that, have you ever had a fan come up to you and say, I didn't like your show?
Only like once or twice.
But out of how many?
Out of like millions. And those people, later I come to find out, like the one guy at the Gold Coast one time was being a dick to me.
He had hidden agenda.
Later did I find out that he's running his own little service out of his fucking one-bedroom apartment with used furniture. You know what I mean? Yeah, come to find out, Mr. Sweatpants T-shirt guy was running his own shit out of his one-bedroom apartment, and he was just being a dick.
Yeah, I got you. Well, hey, man, it is what it is. But, at the end of the day, everybody tells us how much they loved it. They can't wait for it to come back on the air.
Absolutely.
Everybody's waiting for the announcement. Most of you guys already know what the fuck network we're on. Yes, we're re-signed. Money Talks is going to be on our new network in 30 days. In November, our reruns run for 8 weeks. Then we have a 2-month hiatus. And then you'll start seeing all the new episodes. We already got a couple episodes under our belt. We are going to be doing 8 episodes. So we'll be probably filming again in December. But more than likely, Skip, just to let you know, we'll probably hold on to it and release it in March, which is a pretty good time for our company, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we talked about March Madness. You want to get back to the baseball playoffs?
Yeah, I want to get back to the baseball playoffs.
I got a couple things to talk about.
Well, can I say a little things before you go in?
Yeah.
Rangers win the game 5-3 over Toronto, but lose Adrian at the same time in the process. You like Beltre? You think he's a?
Yeah, he's solid.
Well, of course he's solid. Do you think he's a?
Toronto was.
Hey, this would be a good one for that fantasy football fucking guy. Did losing Adrian Beltre affect the line in Las Vegas? Had nothing to fucking do with the line in Las Vegas.
No, actually, Toronto was fucking heavily inflated today, I thought.
The line?
Yeah, they're playing right now. It looks like Toronto's up 4-3.
Yeah.
In game 2.
Correct. But let me ask you this. It's like I told everybody yesterday, everybody and their mom that I talked to on the phone, you know, because I let the guys do outbound yesterday. I was doing some TOs. Mm-hmm. The outbound guys were like, yeah, I have Toronto. Well, to tell me you're on a game that's minus 240, that's inflated anyway, you're not impressing me.
Yeah, it went to 260.
You don't need me for anything like that. You know what I mean? All we're looking to do is get fucking paid. So anyway, they're winning today. I think they'll pull it out, whatever the fucking case is. Anything else you want to talk about with...
the road teams are 4-0 in the postseason so far in baseball. I've been preaching it all year. You got to be able to win on the road, and you got to be able to win on the road in postseason. And so far, there's been 4 postseason games, and the road team has won all 4 of them.
Skip, we've been saying all year long, and I do got to give you credit, you know, because you are Mr. Baseball, but I know a lot my motherfucking self. We've been given the template of how to win in baseball the whole fucking year. You've told people how hard it is to win on the road. Mm-hmm. You tell people what divisions and what matchups to look out for. It's not a secret, guys. Right now, there's a lot of money to be made in baseball. Okay, go to VIP Sports Las Vegas, sign up for a promotion, get with me or the Big Skipper, and let's take you on a playoff fucking run that you've never been on in your fucking life.
If you are a baseball fan, today is your ecstasy. I mean, you're basically just jizzing all over the place.
Ecstasy? It's your Molly It's your Molly day?
Yeah, today's your day if you're a baseball fan. I mean, there's 4 postseason games. Texas, Toronto's playing right now. Next up, the Astros, game 2 in Kansas City. Casimir against Cueto. The third game, the Cubs, Lester going into St. Louis against Lackey. Cubs have won 9 straight. Okay. Steve.
All right, beautiful. So,
and then the late game is the Mets at Dodger Stadium against Kershaw.
Correct.
DeGrom and Kershaw. So it's a great day for a baseball fan. That being said, is my check ready? Because I think I'm going to go home and watch a little baseball.
Yeah, no, what we're going to do is we're going to finish out this podcast, rock and roll, go service our clients, take about 30 phone calls that are sitting on your desk, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I got to go watch some baseball.
All right, no problem. Like I said, I have a lot of money on the game too, but on Friday, our job is to make sure we get other people on the bet, Skip. Yeah. I mean, if you're getting to the point where you're that comfortable now with your checks to where you're just betting on your own and you don't care about your clients.
Well, the podcast.
Let the clients know. You don't give a fuck about them now?
I love the clients. The podcast.
Well, then I can't tell. You're telling me that you make so much motherfucking... Well,
all I'm saying is I'm a baseball fan, Steve. Today, there's 4 postseason games. It's a great day for a baseball fan. It's payday.
So fuck our clients?
I don't feel fucking well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's respectable.
I have come in here. I have fucking plowed through this with you because you asked me to. I got bronchitis. My fucking throat hurts. My eyes are fucking watering. My fucking head is swollen, bigger than it normally is.
But there's the real Skip.
I can't fucking breathe.
There's the real Skip,
I'm just asking for my check. Can I go home and watch some baseball?
There you go. Yeah, anything. You don't have to ask because you do what you want here. You know that. You got a key to this place.
Thank you.
It's not you and I against each other, and it's not whatever you say goes. Yeah. It's not whatever I say goes. We met in the middle. But at the end of the day, I'm just telling salesmen out there and guys in general at their job. You don't fucking say on the air that I want to go home and watch baseball because I got a big check. That's saying you don't give a fuck about your clients. What you meant to say was, I'm sick as fuck. My clients are serviced. If you don't mind, I'm going to go home. Because getting the clients on the game...
As long as my check has been cut.
But that check came from winning games for your clients, not betting on your
I don't give a fuck about that check. I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to go home and watch I'm going to go home and watch some baseball.
I just wanted to make it clear. Hey, we're going to go off the subject of sports real quick. We're going to go over to the NBA, an off-the-court story. A couple friends of mine, you know, a lot of NBA players are my good friends. What's the one thing... NBA have what type of problem? What's the NBA's number 1 injury, Skip?
Lower back pain from fucking.
From fucking all day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, here...
They get a lot of ass.
Hey, for you fantasy football people out there, for basketball, realize that 80% of NBA players have lower back pain from fucking.
Right.
Okay? So, before you go and put Matt Barnes in the game, you might want to find out if he fucked 4 or 5 bitches that week. You know what I mean? Anyway, an off-the-court story... Matt Barnes versus Derek Fisher. Matt Barnes plays for Memphis now. He used to play for the Lakers. As you know, Derek Fisher used to play for the Lakers. He's now the head coach of the New York Knicks.
Okay.
You a fan of the Knicks at all, Skip?
Not really.
Well, I know that you're not into all this street shit, but anyway, come to find out that they got in a massive fucking fight.
Really?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was over Gloria Gavon. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's on Basketball Wives, the show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was married to Matt Barnes.
Okay.
So it's Matt Barnes' wife. She's on Basketball Wives. They were on the show together,
All right.
the whole 9 yards, okay? So they got a divorce.
Okay.
Okay, so they're no longer together. So now it's Matt Barnes' ex.
Right.
Okay. So obviously, in the public lately, they're saying that Matt Barnes has been seen with Rihanna. Okay, another girl out there that loves to fuck. I mean, Hollywood's a big circle. They all fuck each other.
One big cluster fuck.
Right. Well, there's a difference between
It's one big orgy.
but there's a difference between the players and entertainers versus a groupie basketball wife.
Okay.
That bitch fucked you strictly because you were a basketball player, period. She was
Right.
at the arena looking for you. There's a difference. We'll get to that later. So anyway, she sees that he's dating, and so she dates. She starts dating, out of all people, Derek Fisher.
Well, they're divorced, you said, right?
Well, I understand that.
Date whoever the fuck they want.
Well, you got to understand how NBA players are. They're kind of,
They're possessive.
well, they feel like I can date other people, I can fuck other women, but you can't fuck other dudes.
Even after I divorce you, I still got my eye on you.
But you know what? That's how any G is.
All right.
Any real guy, any real man that breaks up with his bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to lie? I want to fuck other girls. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want you, but I don't want no one else to have you.
Right.
I want to fuck other people, but I don't want you fucking any other dudes.
You want to believe that it won't bother you when you see her banging someone else.
Correct.
Right.
And you know goddamn well it will. And that's exactly what I think this case is.
Well, every guy thinks that way.
Well, hear me out. This motherfucker, Matt Barnes, drives 100 miles from the Santa Barbara motherfucking clinic where they're over there running the NBA motherfucking league, practicing, doing their thing, running their practice facility is at.
Little preseason. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's in Santa Barbara, Cali.
Right.
All right. Drives 100 miles in his car back to California where he comes to his ex-bitch's house where who's on the couch?
Fisher.
Derek Fisher eating steak and lobster, chilling with his bitch. So, obviously, there was a little altercation. Matt Barnes is mad. He's over there choking her out. Anybody that knows anything about men, if you drive 100, if you think another dude's at your house and you drive 100 miles back to the house, you like her, dude.
Yeah.
Stop lying. Stop cheating on the bitch. Stop fucking other people because you like her.
Yeah.
You don't want no one else fucking her. And understand, look at me close. There's always somebody with a bigger dick and a bigger bankroll. You understand that? Do you understand that, Matt? You're a skinny, greasy looking weird motherfucker anyway, dude. Always somebody out there laying big dick. Shame on you, homie. But anyway, Matt Barnes, by the way, thinks...
Skinny, greasy, weird-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, well, he thinks,
anyway.
Yeah, he thinks he's hard as a motherfucker, this dude. Like I said, someone needs to knock him the fuck out. I mean, I think he's cool. I'll smoke a blunt with him, this, that, and the other, but he's not half as hard as he thinks he is. He kind of has that... He rubbed me the wrong way like Kanye used to with his looks and shit. Like, I don't like your looks. I don't like your bullshit.
Right.
Deep down, you're soft. Just be a normal dude. Bottom line is, one man's trash is always another man's treasure.
Sure.
Don't think for a second that if you're fucking another girl that she's not looking for other dick. Women need dick just as much as guys need pussy, if not more.
Yeah, I think more.
Yeah, these women are horny, guys. And Matt, let me talk to you.
These women are horny, guys.
Matt, let me talk to you, dude. You have a basketball groupie wife. When you met her, she didn't give a fuck about you. It's not like LeBron's wife. They were together in high school,
Right.
held hands, went through it all, like Michael Jordan's wife from the beginning, or some of these old players. This bitch found you at the arena you were playing basketball in. The bitch swindled her way to get tickets front row. She was a groupie anyway. So for you to think that she's not going to fuck another NBA player or she's not going to fuck another dick, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Come on, Matt. The girl didn't like you to start with. She liked your money.
Yeah.
She liked your jump shot.
Right.
You're not
I'm going to go with the money.
You're not the only motherfucker with a jump shot. It sounds like Derek Fisher might be laying a little bit more pipe on her than you are.
Oh, Jesus.
Like I said, the only thing that gets you NBA players in fights are pussy. Stop fighting over pussy. Hashtag NBA players stop fighting over pussy.
Okay.
It's not worth it. You're either going to get locked up or go to jail or get killed. Ask fucking the dude that played for...
Well, we've said this before, man.
Ask for the ex-Patriot.
Yeah, all these
Hold on.
all these athletes
What's
get
the
in trouble over
ex-Patriot's
pussy.
name? Hernandez?
All these athletes are getting in trouble over pussy. We've said this before.
Pussy either lands you in jail or kills you. So, Matt, do me a favor, brother. You're a cool dude. You're into hip-hop. You hang out with rappers. You smoke weed. You do your fucking thing. Boss up, man. That's a bitch move. Derek's fucking your girl because you cheated on her and acted like you didn't want her. So if you like her, go get with her, marrying her. Learn how to cheat quietly, like with square bitches on the side, like in Ohio. Not in a club in L.A. Definitely not Rihanna, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't think she was going to get mad when she saw you freaking on Rihanna? First thing she thought of is, what's the biggest dick I can suck right now? She went out and sought another dick because, listen, dude, if she was a real bitch, Gloria, if you weren't a real groupie, sweetie, you wouldn't be dating basketball players. That's all you know. That's all you know how to fuck. A real woman would be with a soccer player or a businessman that she met at her son's soccer game or a nice guy. There's a lot of people with money that aren't athletes. That's who real women find. You know what I mean? But this girl's obviously looking for an NBA dick. I think we've talked about that in the past. So,
yeah.
Gloria, you've always been looking for a big cock and money. You know, there's bigger dick and bigger money outside the NBA, sweetie. That's a fact. So, Derek Fisher, who's in the wrong here? Matt Barnes is for sure. Mm-hmm. Derek Fisher, I'm sure, didn't do nothing but just fuck a bitch that approached him. A lot of these NBA players, like I'm sure Derek Fisher
I'm sure
didn't.
He didn't go looking for her.
I'm sure he answered a text messages, got with her, got his dick sucked.
Yeah.
A girl like her's fucking on the first night. She's a beautiful girl. Gloria, if I was single, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I mean, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. But anyway, I got my girl Kelly, who I think's killing you. But you are a beautiful girl, and I can see how you have a big future in the NBA because how you look, as long as you keep them teeth straight, I know at least 40, 50 NBA players that'll pay and fuck you and pay your bills.
Oh, God.
So stay in the NBA. You might not want to get out of that circle because you're doing good. But you don't want to get the players fighting each other. Hashtag don't fight over pussy. Fair enough? So they ask us who's in the wrong. I feel Matt Barnes is. Who do you?
I would agree. According to what the story you just laid out there, yeah, I'm agreeing with Matt Barnes is in the wrong.
Matt, if you love her, marry her. If not, chill because you're making yourself look like a bitch. You don't drive 100 miles and go back to your house to kick some dude out of your house.
Yeah.
I mean, he had already fucked her in 18 different positions before you even got there. Like while you were on your phone mad driving like Rocky. Remember when Rocky was driving the Testarossa thinking about Drago?
Bitch, he better be out of the house when I get there.
All you're doing is thinking about him.
Bitch, you better hope he ain't there when I get there.
In the meantime, he's fucking 4 nuts deep, dude.
Yeah.
By the time you got to the house to strangle him, he was all nutted out. Yeah. No wonder he didn't want to fight. He just shot 4 nuts in your house.
Yeah. In your girl.
Shout out to Derek Fisher. Don't love him, don't want him, don't need him, don't feed him. Oh. If they want to fuck the shit out of them. Just don't fucking pay their bills. Moving on, Skip.
Moving on.
Yeah, I just wanted to get off the court. People like us talking shit a little bit.
Did I fail to mention that I'm not feeling well and there's baseball games going on right now?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here pretty quick. Okay. But at the end of the day, you know, let's get to a couple comments. Let's read a couple guys' stuff and let's get the fuck out of here. Tony Dead, you guys nailed that under with Detroit Lions. You guys can really see him coming. Have you ever seen that movie Straight Outta Compton? Because Steve, you are the motherfucking Ice Cube of sports betting. I take that fucking compliment as a compliment because I graduated high school in 1992. I banged NWA nonstop. And Ice Cube writes the rhymes that I say. Yes, I appreciate that compliment. And I feel like I am the Ice Cube of this motherfucking
And this Ice Cube ain't melting, motherfucker.
That's a motherfucking fact. We're getting paid. But Skipper's right there as an Eazy-E. He's definitely no MC Ren because he's got a little bit more skills than that. You want to say what Dan Robbo said? Hey, Steve and Skip, sending you some love from Australia, mate.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
You saw that? Australian love. Well, we love you too, Dan.
Shout out to the
Shout out to the Dan Under, you boomerang throwing motherfucker. We love you. Loving the podcast. Can't wait for the new show. Keep killing it. Fuck all the haters, huh?
You kangaroo riding motherfucker.
We got a game today kicking harder than a fucking kangaroo. You understand that? I'm talking about a game that's going to bounce you out of the park.
I'm talking about a game that's going to bring your money back like a motherfucking boomerang, Dan.
Goddamn right, baby. Like I said, we're going to have your bookie in your fucking pouch. Fair enough? Anyway, shout out to Australia. Jacob Fowler.
You're going to be walking around with your bookie in your fucking pouch, Dan.
You're goddamn right,
Get
mate.
a hold of us, brother.
You want to put your bookie in your pouch? You want to bury that motherfucker? Go to VIP Sports Las Vegas. Keep up the support, man. We love what you're saying. Jacob Fowler says, best sports podcast on the planet, hands down. Anybody that says different, fuck you. Shout out to you, Jacob. Buddy, everything we're doing right now is all organic. We haven't advertised. We haven't marketed anything. All of our deals in place. The reason why all of our podcast deals have been put on hold with our celebrity guests is because we signed our TV show.
Yeah.
So everything's trying to coincide. Would that be the good word?
This fucking legal corporate fucking...
It's a Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah, Hollywood bullshit.
We're trying to get everything to run concurrent and make everybody happy,
Yeah.
but within 60 days, everything will be hitting.
When this shit fucking explodes...
You'll be seeing it on TV, and
this shit's going to be bigger than fucking Hiroshima.
and we're going to be bigger than Dan Patrick. We're going to be bigger than Howard Stern, because at the end of the day, it used to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which was Howard Stern. Now it's sex, drugs, and hip hop, which is Darren Otero, Steve
And Bob
Stevens.
Seger.
And Bob Seger. Some more shout outs. The Z Infomatic 1. Z Infomatic 1.
Wow.
Want to shout out Bobby Bass. Bobby, I know you defend us all the time to these haters.
Yeah, Bobby's
Fuck them all.
I like you, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's a brother out there representing us, letting them know what's going on and what's not.
AZ Handicapper wanted another shout out.
AZ Handicapper says, I cannot listen. AZ Handicapper says, I live my week through your guys' podcast. You motivate me to go to work. You motivate me to go to my job. You motivate me to be the better person. That's what I'm looking to do. My job is to inspire, hire, and motivate. All I want you to do is be a better person. All I want you to do is be a better sports bettor. All I want you to know is know the facts right out of my fucking mouth. Excitement sells. If you're a high-powered, motivated person, if you're optimistic rather than pessimistic, instead of looking for a reason not to do something, look for a reason to do it. That's why I love you, AZ Handicapper.
AZ says, I can never get enough sports information.
And I can never get enough of the Steve Stevens VIP Sports Podcast. From me to you, brother, we're going to stay strong. We love you. Bobby Bouse, shout out. Adolphus Milligan, shout out.
Adolphus Milligan.
Yeah, RSTAHL08. I don't know how to say that. Ristal 08 or STRLA 108. Big shout out to you, brother. Nathan Wickman. I know you're a big fan. You follow us. And more importantly, the funniest one of the fucking week, drum roll please, is to Dr. Packing Wood.
Packing Wood.
I'm packing wood too, motherfucker.
Packing Wood.
Dr. Packing Wood, you said that Steve Stevens has the record on YouTube for saying fuck in the most amount of times per podcast every episode. So basically he says...
Congratulations.
So supposedly you say I have the record for saying fuck the most amount of times in any podcast on YouTube. There's only one thing that I could say. Fuck you.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Listen, I kind of agree too. Sometimes when I get home and I'm putting my son to sleep and I'm secretly watching my podcast, my butt chinks cringe a little bit too how much I say fuck.
I tried to show it to my mom. She just walked away and went in her room.
That's fine, but there's a lot of guys that like it. So to each your own, and fuck everybody, but I appreciate you listening.
She said, you guys are fucking nuts.
She said, are you guys out of your fucking mind? Skip's Mind said she couldn't fucking watch it.
She said, I can't fucking
are you out of
listen
your
to that
fucking
anymore.
mind?
I'm going to fuck the bed.
Dr. Packing Wood, we fucking love you. And like I said, keep it up, keep following us. It's going to get nothing but better. At the end of the day, guys, there's two things that I ask in return. Number one, you don't share my plays or my information with nobody else. And if I tell you to bet a certain amount of money, bet that exact the same amount of money. Money management and discipline, I think, are the keys to life, let alone in general. You understand that?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, guys, like I said, there comes a time where you deserve to shine. Every now and then the pendulum swings your way, and that day is the day. I want to shout out to everybody that follows us, all of one of our listeners, everybody that supports VIP Sports, everybody that's looking forward to Money Talks coming out next month, coming out with new episodes, everybody that just supports everything we do. We love you. Skip, go ahead and tell a little shout out to what you wanted to say. Shout out to Right Side, by the way.
Shout out to my son, Right Side. Make sure you pass that geometry class or I will beat your ass, man.
Oh, that's a fucking fact, because I can't have you having him stressed out while he's at work. Leaving early don't cut it for me, Right Side. Get your shit together.
Listen, postseason baseball, man. A lot of unders, a lot of road teams so far. Postseason baseball is all about pitching, all about speed, all about bullpens, all about playing fundamentally sound. That's why the Cardinals are successful every year.
Yeah,
but let's get back to work.
Put the camera back to me, because like I said, guys, at the end of the day, the VIP Sports Podcast is to make you laugh, give you inside information. We told you who's hot, who's not in the NFL. We told you what to look out for, gave you some information on Major League Baseball. As Skip said, we're on fire right now. You can make more money than you've ever made in your motherfucking life. But one thing, I want you guys to look at me real quick, okay? What separates me from everybody else, guys, there's good and bad in every business. Don't make me wear the black eye for something I didn't do. There's good and bad doctors. There's good and bad lawyers. There's even bad school teachers. I just seen on the news last night another school teacher sleeping with their students. Not everybody's fucking their students. Every now and then you find a teacher out there that wants to teach, that wants to help your kid and get him an education that he deserves. So don't let those bad apples get in the way of calling VIP Sports. Don't let yourself costing you money get in the way of calling us. If you lost money on your own, if you let another service cost you thousands of dollars and that gets in the way of you calling us, you let it fuck you twice. I don't want that to happen to you because you deserve better than that. Steve Stevens is the #1 documented individual in the world. I can show you better than I can tell you. You guys deserve it. VIP Sports Podcast, Steve Stevens, I'm out. See, you wouldn't want to be you. Fair enough. I'm out. Friday Night Lights, guys. Do what the fuck you want to do. Just don't do it around here. Jesus. Peace.
Man,
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. We play with big cash and we blowing money fast. Riding in a plush Benz trunk full of money bags. I need a G for every light bulb on the Vegas Strip.